Hey everyone, welcome to Relatively Refined. My name is Paula. Well, today, by popular demand, we are back in the kitchen and cooking with Truie. What are we making today?
Chicken Marsala.
And how good is this?
It is so good. When you take your first bite, you'll be like, this is bringing tears to my eyes. It is so flavorful.
It is. It's a really popular dish in our house now. We just started making it probably the first time a couple of weeks ago, right?
About 3 weeks ago, and the kids have asked for it repeatedly.
All right, I'm going to turn the camera around and we are going to get started making our chicken marsala. All right, so Truie, you've done some prep work to get ready for this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so show us what you've done so far.
Okay, so basically what I do is I buy chicken breasts. I don't pound them down. I slice them in half. So okay. I've got
like thin cutlets.
Thin cutlets. I've got 3 chicken breasts that I've sliced in half. My goal is to get them about 1/4 of an inch thick.
Okay.
And so they can cook evenly. And that's done.
They look to be covered in some flour.
Yes. So I seasoned them, and like I season everything. Then I season the flour. Okay. So the flour is seasoned, let's say for recipe reasons, you know, I put like a half of let's just say I put a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of garlic, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, and 2 teaspoons of Lawry's seasoning salt.
Okay. In the flour.
In the flour. Okay. And I sprinkle them a little bit with the same
mixture
seasonings.
Okay. Okay. And then on the cutting board here we have...
This is a shallot, which is like we've talked about before.
Yep.
A shallot is just a milder onion. It's a great flavor.
That's about
but this one's, it says a medium shallot, and this one's probably it was about this big. It seemed like it'd be a large shallot because I'm doubling the sauce recipe because our kids really like it to put the sauce in with the angel hair pasta, which I agree with. It's very, very good.
So we're going to make this, and then we serve it over angel hair pasta. That's not how it's normally intended to be served. I think you just serve it with mashed potatoes or rice or something.
I think you just serve it with a vegetable.
Yeah,
we serve it with angel hair pasta because it feeds more people.
Yes.
It makes them full.
It stretches. It stretches your dollar.
Yeah. And so this here is, it said...
I'll link the recipe, so just know that we've doubled the recipe.
Yes.
Okay.
So this here is fresh garlic bulbs, and I like fresh garlic. It makes a big difference. I feel like it does.
Okay.
So this is 3 big garlic, what are they called?
Cloves.
Cloves, yes. Maybe 4.
Okay.
And then this is fresh thyme. We have a difficult time keeping thyme alive.
I cannot grow it
because we trim it so much. But
I don't know. I've had luck when it's in the ground. I just can't seem to grow it in a pot. I don't know why.
Yeah. But this may not make it. But anyway, I keep buying them because we like to cook with fresh herbs. And this is probably 2 tablespoons, maybe 1.5 tablespoons of thyme.
Yeah. It's probably that's probably 3 tablespoons right there. I'm thinking.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't do
it's at least 2, but probably 3.
But it's very flavorful. And the way I did the chicken cutlets is I seasoned my flour, which to me is flavoring the flour, with the same thing: Lawry's seasoning salt, black pepper, onion, and garlic. And I put that in here, like I said, and then I shook them up in there and covered them. And now I'm going to sear them and cook them about 3 minutes on each side, depending on how thick they are.
Okay, so we're not going to cook them to doneness, right? You're just searing them.
They're going to be
almost done
with 3 minutes. So I'm going to get this nice and warm.
Okay,
nice and hot. Okay, so here we are.
All right, we've got what's in here? Just butter and garlic, or just butter?
It's just 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of butter, and olive oil. 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
Okay, so butter and olive oil.
And then after we do this and we cook these, we're going to set these aside. Okay. And then we're going to do our mushrooms.
Okay, so she's going to get all these in the pan and get a nice sear on them. And then after that, we'll do the mushrooms.
Yes, and then we'll really what this does is makes a good brown drippings.
Yeah, to flavor the sauce.
Yep. Look at that.
Ooh, look at that. So that's what it should look like.
Yes.
And flip these others over. Get a nice little
3 minutes.
kind of like a crust sear on them, right?
Yes.
All right.
And you got some good drippings in there, is what I call it.
So that's 3 minutes.
And of course, in true Southern fashion, what I put here was 3 tablespoons of butter and some olive oil, about 2 tablespoons.
Those look pretty.
This is looking perfect.
They look really pretty.
Yeah. And then I'm going to do these on 3 sides, this on 3 sides, 3 minutes on this side too. And then I'll take these out, remove those, and then I'll do the mushrooms.
Okay.
With those drippings. Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect. So this is on the other side. I've already put these. And I did about 3 minutes on this. And those are perfect. Okay?
Okay.
They do look good.
Yeah, that's super.
Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of butter, maybe a little bit of like a tablespoon or so, before I put the mushrooms in.
Okay.
And it has, again, okay, it's got, if you look in the pan, it looks as it has some drippings and they look, but that's perfect, that's flavor. Okay?
All right.
I love that. So I'm just going to put mushrooms in. That look. And I've got double mushrooms. Our kids love mushrooms.
We love mushrooms.
And then I'll put both of these in. And we're going to let them brown.
I had to turn that fan off. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was going.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
sure that was disturbing to everybody watching this, but
Okay, sorry.
I turned the fan off.
Okay.
All right. You have the double mushrooms in there with the brown bits and a little bit more butter.
Just a little bit more butter. And now that I look at it, I'm going to add this last little dollop. Okay, of butter.
All right.
Last little dollop of butter, and that's. We didn't tell you that the first round we let the butter get too hot while we were
did. Full
filming the
disclosure,
intro.
we were
Yeah.
filming the intro and we forgot the pan was on. So the first butter burned.
It burned a little bit. So we started over. And then these will, and you don't need to put the lid on. Normally we would sweat a vegetable down, but you don't do that here. You want them to brown a little bit.
All right, we're going to let this go. It takes a few minutes, and as soon as they're browned up, we'll show you what they look like.
Right after we brown these, we're going to put in the, in about 4 minutes, we'll put in the shallots and the garlic. And then lastly, we'll put in the thyme.
Okay.
Okay.
This is what the mushrooms look like, almost finished, right?
Yes. I mean, so you don't put the lid on because you want the vapor to evaporate and leave them somewhat like this. And then in about 2 minutes, I'm going to put in the shallots and the garlic. This is how you want it to look.
Mushrooms do give off a lot of liquid when they cook, so that's why if you leave the top off, it'll let that evaporate, so it's not like they're being boiled, really.
You're right. So I'm going to put that. So now you can. Okay.
All right, you're going to add this stuff now, right?
Yes, I'm going to add the shallots and the garlic, and then I'm going to wait just about 3 minutes before I add the thyme.
All right. In they go.
That's going to be, yes.
Delish.
Yum.
All right. And we'll stir that around, and then in a couple minutes, add that thyme in.
Yes.
And now, an interesting thing that Truie just pointed out, say that again, Truie, what you were just telling me?
They release liquid or fluid, and then now they are reabsorbing that. And so now the shallots and the garlic will kind of sear and leave some more flavorful little brown bits.
Okay.
And then we will deglaze that with the Marsala wine, hence the name, chicken Marsala, and chicken broth and heavy whipping cream.
There we go. That's what makes it
Then
good.
we have
Heavy whipping cream and
the broth.
Marsala and
Yes, it's perfect.
garlic and onions. What could be better?
Nothing can be better.
This is so good,
It's
honestly.
so good.
All right, you've added the thyme, and now what you're going to do?
Okay. See how it's
Let me get in here a little bit.
Searing it now. See all the little browns?
Oh, yeah, I do.
So I'm going to deglaze it
Okay.
with a cup and a half of chicken stock, heavy cream, and Marsala.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep. Let me come around the other side.
Okay. Look how good they look.
I know, they do
kind
look
of
good, yeah.
glazed and...
All right, that's what you're gonna get up with this
You ready?
other liquid.
It's gonna. Okay.
That was a cup of chicken stock.
Yep, and I'm gonna do another third of a cup of that. Okay. This is the Marsala. Now, I had to go to the liquor store to get this because in South Carolina they can't sell any kind of wine and liquor in the same store, a grocery store. And this has, is it brandy in it?
It's fortified with some kind of alcohol.
Brandy.
Brandy or some other spirit. The way it was kind of invented was that when they were shipping the wine, the Marsala wine from Italy to the U.S., they would sometimes package it up in old bourbon barrels or brandy barrels. And what they discovered is that the wine that was in the bourbon or brandy barrels traveled better. It did not spoil on the voyage with the extreme temperature fluctuations and so forth. So they started to add the spirits to that wine for the long trip. And since the wine comes from Marsala, Italy, it became known as Marsala wine.
Okay, here's my input. I learn something every time from Paula about the processes. So that was new to me. I did not know that, where that came from. And I find that very interesting. So now, to me, what it meant was that I had to go to the liquor store.
Yes,
to get
you
Marsala.
do. That's
That
where
was
they
the bottom
have
line.
some. I guess some states can sell it in the grocery store, but not here in South Carolina. So,
Not here.
all right.
Smell that. Okay. I'm going to do a cup and a third of
Heavy whipping cream.
heavy whipping cream in here. And
Okay.
then we have to be patient. It's not my greatest virtue.
Nor mine.
And let it thicken, because it will. I know because I've done this
All right,
so
let me
many
get a
times in last
close-up
month.
of that.
Yes, one.
Because we're obsessed with this. We love it. It really is so good. I don't know why we never made it before, but
Because I didn't know how.
yeah.
But I just did this. I took a recipe and then I just ad-libbed like I normally do to make it like I thought would
But
be
I will
the
link
best.
the actual recipe we used in the description box. Okay, so now you've got all those liquids in there and you're just going to let it thicken up?
No, this is what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
So you're supposed to turn it on high heat and let it really come to a boil to where it's kind of basically frothy and boiling.
Yeah, around the edges?
Yes. And then you turn it down to medium heat until it thickens.
Okay.
And then you put the chicken back in there.
Okay.
And then you've got the best sauce. And now what I'm going to do in the interim is I'm going to go ahead and put the angel hair pasta and boil it. Really how I say is boil it. So I'm going to boil it with a little bit of, I put a little bit of olive oil in there in the water and we'll boil that. And then we'll have everything ready to go.
Yeah, and as we said, we do the pasta to stretch the meal
Yes.
for the hungry
But it's
boys.
also very good.
It is delicious. All right, you can see that how it is kind of starting to froth up around the edges.
Yeah. So I'm going to let it do that for a minute, minute and a half of like a good heavy
Rolling boil.
rolling
as they
boil
say.
like that. Then I'm going to turn it down.
Okay. Here it is what it looks like, kind of partially done. The sauce it's getting thicker, you can see, and also as it gets thicker, it gets darker in color. So when it's a nice dark color, you'll know that it's ready for the chicken to be added. But it has to do this for what, Truie, 10 minutes? Is that what you said?
10 to 12 minutes.
Okay.
It starts to thicken. You just have to trust the process, so to speak. I want to get impatient, but I trust the process. It will thicken. And then in about 5 minutes, I'll put the chicken in, and then we'll show you our finished product.
Okay.
You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. This is exactly what I want it to look like. This looks like it's reduced by half of what I had liquid in there initially. And I like to see it reduce just about by half.
All right.
And it has. So
you can see it has definitely has gotten darker.
Yes, it's darker. That's more the color that you're looking for. And it's perfect. So I'm going to add these chicken cutlets back in.
It looks so good. You just kind of nestle them down in there. Do you let them cook in the liquid for a little bit?
Not much. They don't need to really cook that much.
Okay,
so
they're pretty well cooked.
I don't. We're pretty cooked. I mean, this just looks beautiful.
Yeah, it really does.
I have to say, I did a really good job.
You did. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You get a gold star.
Yeah, I did. I did a really good job.
Perfect.
So look how pretty that is and how good that looks.
So
I'm just going to turn the heat off now, and hopefully we'll have some children that come in soon that are hungry.
I think that's usually when we tell them that this is cooking, we have children that are going to come in and eat it. So
that's what I like to do. I like to see the children eat a really good meal and enjoy it.
Yes. Here is what it looks like when it's all plated up. It's really so delicious. So we do have one child who is here tonight, and she's going to come down and enjoy this chicken marsala. And I hope you do try it as well. It's not hard, and it's delicious. If you want to impress your friends, go ahead and make this for dinner. Right, Truie?
Yeah, I mean, most of this dish is preparation, like cutting and dicing your shallots, your garlic, your fresh garlic, your thyme, and then slicing your chicken in half, and then flouring it and seasoning it, and then putting it together is pretty simple.
Yeah,
honestly, and it's a fabulous, just very flavorful meal that our family loves.
All right, that is going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed this Cooking with Truie segment, and I do hope you give that chicken marsala a try. It's so good. You will not be disappointed. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up, like it, share it with a friend who may be interested in it, and of course subscribe if you are not already subscribed to our channel. Leave me a comment. Do you have a wow factor meal that you like to make, something that's really easy but gives you a lot of bang for your buck? Let me know down in the comments what your go-to wow meal is. And if you made it this far but you don't want to leave a comment, I would love for you to go ahead and leave some kind of a cooking emoji or a chicken emoji would be fine as well down in the comment section. All of the emojis, the thumbs up, the comments, the shares, those really do help out our channel, and it really does make a big difference to us. We really appreciate it. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for today. Take good care of yourselves, and I will see you in a new video very soon. Bye-bye.